Hello friends, I welcome you to EPG Pathshala. My name is Dr. Amit Katoch and I am working as Assistant Professor in University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management of Punjab University. Dear students, I would be taking module number 18, that is Destination Life Cycle Concept. Under the paper Tourism Planning and Sustainable Development. The objectives of this module are to acquaint the scholars to understand the Butler's tourism area life cycle, appreciate the importance of various stages of tourism life cycle, understand about destination planning, know about the levels of destination planning, know about the relevance of destination life cycle in the context of destination planning. Firstly, I will start with the explanation of destination life cycle. Butler gave a theory or model on tourism area life cycle (TALC). He built on the ideas of a number of scholars such as Plogg, Cohen and Doxey to construct his own theory or model. He acknowledged the ideas of the other visionaries, recognizing their effort and then building his own theory. He clearly expressed that his ideas were linked to the earlier theories which were based on the business or marketing conception of the life cycle. In brief, if we can see the concept of destination life cycle, then it is based on the sales of a new product which is explored and developed, recognized, it grows gradually owing to its popularity due to some aspect, gets stabilized or reaches an equilibrium or saturation phase and subsequently turned down due to some overdeveloped and negative impacts. It surely points out that evolution of tourism destinations is affected by the planning and development at the place, and enhancing the positive impacts and reducing the negative impacts affect the decision of the travelers to a particular tourist destination. The Butler TALC theory has been conventionally connected with the product life cycle and to the logistic curve. The product life cycle presumes that tourism areas like commodities go from beginning to end through several stages in the market, that is introduction, growth, stagnation and decline, similar to any living life form. There is in the beginning emergent sales stage, typically acknowledged by the means of the growing acquaintance of the product and with purchasers' inquisitiveness for novel goods. In contrast, maturity and stagnation stages are connected with market saturation. The potential market already knows or has tried the product, and increasing the reliance on trustworthiness and recurring consumption. Ultimately, it's supposed that the product will turn down if an improvement or cheaper alternative becomes visible. From this point of observation, the TALC could be engaged as an array of the product life cycle model where the product is a destination. The large number of travelers or customers of a tourist destination will grow when its awareness grows, ultimately reaching a saturation stage, which is known as stagnation stage. There is a stage when all the potential clients know about the destination. The purposeful measurement of this occurrence should be logical and consistent with the tourist graph experience in the tourist area. This can be used as the most important illustrative opinion as a representative variable of the total number of visitor or tourist visits per day and knowledge speed expansion of the tourist destination in the market. The purpose of tourism area life cycle is to bring into notice the dynamics of the tourist destination and recommend a universal progression of expansion and preferably the decline that could be prevented through opposite intrusion of planning, management and development so that resources of a destination could be used judiciously and in a proper way. The tourism resorts follow a universal prototype of development which involves a series of stages. These stages are numerous but basic ones are exploration, participation, development, consolidation, stagnation and then a variety of alternatives from renewal to decline are there. According to Butler's TALC, that is tourism area life cycle, a commune or local community can be at any phase or stage of expansion varying from exploration to consolidation. The various steps in the tourism area life cycle clearly represent the various stages which are present or which mark the evolution of the tourism destination. Each stage of this life cycle is important and follows each other. We can enhance or reduce the life of the tourism destination. The natural factory and the factors created by man, that is anthropological factors, affect the growth or the process of evolution of the tourism destination. According to Butler's TALC model 1980, these stages are important and influenced by the number of tourists which visit these destinations over a period of time. Broadly, the tourism destinations have the following stages in the life cycle of a tourist destination. They are as follows: exploration, participation or involvement stage, development, consolidation, stagnation, decline or rejuvenation. Now I will explain each step of the destination life cycle in detail. Exploration. This is the first stage of a tourism destination which marks the discovery of the location. Surely it gives a glimpse about the vast resources which are present in that tourist location. These tourist resources reveal the rich plethora of attractions present at the tourist destination. The attractions manifest the variety of the tourism product a destination exhibits. It could vary from culture, natural beauty, history, folklore, festival to other many aspects. The exploration phase of a destination attracts few tourists. These tourists are adventure lovers, allocentrics who primarily look for something different in the tourist destination. The tourist services are scarce and local community also is not involved in tourism money making activity. Involvement. This stage marks the second stage of the tourism area life cycle. In this stage, the local people start witnessing the tourism phenomenon due to enhancement of number of tourists coming in that local area. The local people start participating in this activity. They start small businesses by providing a variety of services to the tourists. The range of services provided by locals varies from accommodation, food, transport, guide facility, etc. Development. It marks the third stage of the tourism destination life cycle. In this stage, the tourism activity starts flourishing in the tourist destination, and this potential is seen by outside players or big companies. These companies see the huge potential attached to these tourism destinations. They see it as a tourist resort and hence start investing their money in these tourist potential areas. They construct tourism superstructures such as large hotels, resorts, shopping malls and other infrastructure improvement. Also at this stage, the travel companies start selling their package tours having all ingredients such as accommodation, food, travel and excursions. Hence, a large number of tourists visit the tourist destination and greatly influence the socio-economic impacts of the region. This stage also witnesses an increase in job for people in the local area, both in tourism related jobs and non-tourism related jobs created through development of tourism with other sectors. Consolidation. It forms the next stage of tourism area life cycle. It marks the tourism domination in which the local people get economic benefits, but surely this stage also affects other industries such as agriculture, fishing and other industries by attracting their man force. In this stage, there is a phenomenal expansion of the tourist resort, which witnesses great expansion in terms of material products and professionalized services to the tourist. The consolidation stage marks expansion of the tourist resorts, but still some of the old and grown up buildings start becoming an attractive due to increased pressure at these tourist destinations. This stage also marks a lower quality client base for the tourism activity. Stagnation. This stage marks the saturation phase of the tourism destination. At this stage, the tourist receives heavy competition from other tourist destinations due to disorderliness and a loss of the unique attributes of that place owing to large tourist and ecological misbalance. At this stage, the tourism destination stops growing and there is a decline in the number of tourist visits. This marks a rise to the indigenous local business and services of the place. Decline or rejuvenation. The tourist destination has two choices after the stagnation phase: decline or rejuvenate the destination. The first choice available is the decline of the destination owing to poor performance due to negative impacts. The next choice is rejuvenation, in which the tourism destination can regrow after taking lesson from its past. Decline can be slow or fast, and frequent tourists are replaced by people who can provide cheap holiday tour or excursion trips. Rejuvenation involves a rediscovery of the destination. This may lead to pouring of monetary benefits from the public agencies or private partnership to develop a new attraction within the original tourism destination to enhance its reputation or attractiveness. For example, Pleasure Beach at Blackpool. In 1998, Williams recommended that the intent of contemporary planning is to search for the most favorable explanations to apparent nuisance or problems. It aims to increase and optimistically exploit, that is, take full advantage of development benefits, which will ultimately leads to unsurprising conclusions. He also asserted that planning is a well organized, efficient progression of operation and actions with the purpose of realizing a solitary goal or a set of unified goals. Therefore, Williams in 1998 said that planning is a process for forecasting and ordering change that is forward looking for most favorable answers which can bring increase and maximum possible growth, benefits and predictable results. Although planning is a very complex expression to define, it can be used in a range of background connecting by persons, clusters, organizations and public agencies. It can also be used in context of dissimilar topographical allocations, that is cities, village, as well as used at unlike levels such as destination, local, regional, national and international. A plan is a comprehensive aspect and differs greatly from partial thoughts or through ideas that are hardly expressed or are complex. Rather, they are carefully measured and presented documents. Tourism planning is a complex but a highly coordinated activity with a number of basic objectives. They can be recommended as under. It involves the conception of a method for the well thought out tourist amenities over a large geographic area. The organizations in tourism are incoherent in nature and chiefly includes transport, accommodation, marketing and human resources. Certain guidelines and regulations to conserve and protect local resources and to involve local community to maximize the benefits through sustainable development of tourism. The reorganization of tourism benefits by planning new tourism areas or reinventing the old distorted tourism destination. The early tourism planning on development was primarily destination specific and correlated to the supply side of tourism, and surely this is the geographical spotlight which helps to explain the basis of underlying principles frequently presented for tourism planning. Also, Jenkins in 1991, in seeking to give explanation for basis for tourism planning, disagreed that all the nations should have a planning progressive in position or a progressive planning to formulate utilization of resources in a sensible and competent manner. In 1990s, the English Tourist Board gave a report to show that the relationship between tourism and the environment. According to this report, all the approaches to tourism development consist of a triangle comprising three major components: visitors, place and the host community. And the visitor, host community and environment are three important components in the tourism management, and these factors are very too much interrelated and importantly affect each other. According to Middleton and Hawkins 1998, though the triangle is simple, but it does not summarize three main focal points for management decisions, and the condition is somewhat more complicated than it. Apart from the interaction of the visitors and residents in the tourism environment, also tourism related officials, professionals and entrepreneurs are present in the environment. They are responsible to the local people for the goals and management of a tourism destination. The tourism stakeholders present on the destination are hoteliers, restaurant owners, transporters, etc. Middleton and Hawkins also pointed out that the residences are further divided into many subgroups depending upon the interest and interaction with the visitors. Also, the visitors represent a number of market segments. They stressed the importance of identifying this variety of stakeholders or the tourism players in tourism. Now, I will discuss about levels of planning till ground level. The tourism planning involves a number of levels and has to be planned in an all-inclusive way, that is a holistic way. Generally, the tourism planning is done distinctly without characterizing it as an integrated sector. The tourism plans are prepared at various levels, maybe local, regional, national and international. All of these levels focus on a dissimilar degree of specificity. Although not always possible to be achieved, planning should be done in a succession from general to specific. Since general levels provide the structure, support and assistance for setting up specific plans. The various levels of tourism planning are also as follows. Number 1, international level. Number 2, national level. Number 3, regional level. Number 4, destination level. And the last, that is the fifth one, that is the site level. Firstly, I will discuss about the international level of tourism planning. This level of planning is done at the global level and focuses mainly in international transport services, land, air, water, flow of tourists among different countries, development of attractions and facilities, and targeting the various countries through marketing and promotional strategies. There are large number of international organizations related to tourism which are present and which also help in tourism planning, marketing and cooperative activities to develop tourism in a holistic way. These organizations are many, such as UNWTO, that is World Tourism Organization and its regional commissions, the International Civil Aviation Organization, that is ICAO, some other United Nations agencies and the regional commissions, the International Air Transport Association IATA, the Pacific Asia Travel Association, that is PATA, the Caribbean Tourism Organization CTO, the Tourism Council of the South Pacific, that is TCSP, the Subcommittee on Tourism SCDT of the Association of the South, East Asian Nations ASEAN, the Tourism Coordination Unit TCU of the South African Development Coordination Conference, that is SADCC, and the Tourism Committee of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that is OECD. UNWTO is a nodal UNO agency which is concerned with tourism, is an international intergovernmental organization to support tourism at global level through effective planning of individual countries. Secondly, I would discuss the national level of tourism planning. Tourism planning at national level occurs within a country at the order of its government. It also tries to involve private sectors, public agencies and host community. The national level of tourism planning include different elements like major tourist destinations needed to be discovered, labeling of tourism development regions, international access points and the inner transportation grid of amenities and facilities are the part of the physical plan. There has to be standardizations for providing service for various constituents of tourism industry, establishing tourism information systems. Also, there is a need for tourism marketing, research strategies and promotion programs. Focus should also be given on human resource development, education and training programs. Also, there is a need to define tourism objectives, the general amount, types and quality level of accommodation and other tourist facilities and services are also required. The major tour routes in the country and their regional connections, also development of facilities and designing them according to some set standards. The development has to consider the socio-cultural, environmental and economic aspects. The programs at the national level should have some short-term and long-term development strategies, including project programming and also study of tourism impacts from time to time to see the various changes. Thirdly, I would like to discuss about the regional level tourism planning. Tourism planning at regional level occurs within a country and focuses on tourism activities within various regions in the countries. This level can represent a group of states or a state, provinces or a tourist circuit, though these regional plans are part of the broader framework of the national tourism policy of a country. It focuses on a number of aspects and is different from national level plans. The various elements in regional planning are: policy has to be made for the region, transportation network and accessibility of the facilities and services needed to be developed, tourist attractions, types and the location needs to be given consideration, location of tourism development areas including resort areas needed to be developed, amount, type and location of tourist accommodation and other tourist facilities and services also need to be developed. Environmental, socio-cultural and economical considerations and impact analysis at the regional level is also very important. Level of education and training programs at regional level, advertisement and marketing and promotion activities, organizational structures, legislations, taxations, regulations and investment policies are also very important. In the regional level, the various aspects accounted are project programming, regional regulations, tourist facilities development and designing the standards which will help in tourism activity. It is more precise and specific than the national level planning, although the extent of specificity at both levels depend on the geographical size of the country or region. As small countries may not need national and regional planning, majority of the regional level planning is done for administrative regions. Fourthly, now I would like to discuss the destination level of tourism planning. In some countries or regions, there may be further requirement of planning at sub-regional or local level. It is more specific and precise than the planning at regional level. It is also termed as destination or zonal planning. A destination zone for planning aspects can be defined as a geographical area consisting of critical mass of development that fulfills the needs of the travelers. A critical mass of tourism development means that a huge and variety of attractions are required to fulfill the needs and desires of various travel market segments. For example, a tourism destination which contains a variety of tourism products and services would create to needs of variety of tourists. The components of a destination level plan will depend on the local conditions of the destinations. It will also include tourist attractions, location of the destinations, tourist services present and accessibility in and to the destination. This level of planning is becoming vital day by day and involves the local bodies. Fifthly, now I will discuss about the site level of tourism planning. This level of planning is most popular today. It involves individual property development. In order to plan this level, business, NGOs and government agencies play an important role. Also, architecture, engineering, and planning at this level has found many prospects. The professionals have been used to plan a variety of facilities, services, and attractions. The World Tourism Organization have also given emphasis on having a sustainable development approach for tourism planning at all levels. According to UNWTO, the sustainable development approach to planning tourism is acutely crucial because most of the tourism development rely on attractions and activities related to the natural environment, historic heritage, and cultural pattern of areas. If these resources are overused or destroyed, then the tourism areas won't be able to attract tourists and the tourism cannot happen. To achieve sustainable development, the UNWTO have focused on three aspects. Number one, environment planning, that is eco-friendly surveys, analysis and considerations in deciding the most suitable types of tourism and the areas of development. Secondly, at local level, community based tourism approach should be applied. Thirdly, and most importantly, local residents or the community should actively participate in tourism planning. Also, there should be flexibility kept in mind and we should be ready for change. Creativity, imagination, innovation and feasibility are some of the major words that must be kept in mind while adopting any method for tourism planning. Now I will discuss about relevance of destination life cycle in the context of destination planning. The tourism area life cycle provides great opportunities for planners, policy makers and tourism stakeholders to implement any kind of tourism planning at various levels. It's very important to gather information to establish its location in Butler's model of TALC. The various elements which are included in the TALC should be the part of tourism destination plans. The tourism cycle of development brings a great chance for undertaking the field work. For a specific area planning, one can gather data to locate its position in Butler's model of tourism development. Tourism demand analysis. To examine the existing and anticipated visitors visit to the destination, it is important in understanding the competitiveness of the tourism destination from others. Tourism supply analysis. Studies should be done on the tourism destination with regard to its attraction, accommodation, accessibility and other amenities. It helps to analyze the tourism elements present in the destination and considers site conditions, climate, environment, transport, tourist facilities and the local stakeholders. Tourism impact analysis. It is very important to analyze the conditions present at the destination, whether it is economic, socio-cultural and ecological. It helps to analyze the positive and negative aspects with the tourism destination. Economic and financial analysis. We should be able to examine destinations to see tourism development in economic aspects. Tourism is viewed as basis of visitors expenditure which benefits local economy by creating, spending and employing, at the same time enhancing the standard of living of the local community. However, the economic perspective of public and private sector differs greatly. Action plan and recommendations. The action plan is the final step in the planning process and totally relies on the objectives of the plan. Usually it includes the total analysis of all the information used in the process of planning and includes the plans, suggestions and timetable for the development. Now I would like to sum up the whole module. Every product has a life cycle from existence to elimination or its death. Similarly, the tourism destinations also have a life cycle which plays an important role in tourism. And destination originates, becomes popular, evolves, saturates, comes to the disintegration, distortion phase, overuse of the tourist product at that place, and it is left unrecognized due to the negative impacts which affect that place. The Butler's talc theory have been conventionally connected with the product life cycle and to the logistic curve. The product life cycle presumes that the tourism areas like commodities go from beginning to end through several stages in the market, that is introduction, growth, stagnation and decline, in a similar way as any living life form. According to Butler's model, these stages are important and influenced by the number of tourists which visit these destinations over a period of time. Broadly, the tourism destinations have the following stages in the life cycle of a tourist destination. They are exploration, participation, development, consolidation, stagnation and decline or rejuvenation. Although not always possible to be achieved, planning should be done in a succession from general to specific. Since general levels provide the structure, support and assistance for setting up specific plans, the various levels of tourism planning, that is planning at international level, national level, regional level, destination level and site level should be done. According to English Tourist Board report, all the approaches to tourism development consist of a triangle, that is, it comprises three components: visitors, place and host community. The tourism area life cycle provides great opportunities for planners, policy makers and tourism stakeholders to implement any kind of tourism planning at various levels. It's important to gather information to establish its location in Butler's model of talc. At the end of the module, I would say that there are different kinds of challenges associated with tourism destinations and their phases of tourism development. But we have to do sustainable development of tourism so that everyone gets benefited. Thank you and have a great future.